Hello and welcome to One Run, where today we're playing Subway Surfers, but if they are the arsehole, the video ends. Count me down, Cam.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, I'm in.
Shall we explain?
Nope.
Okay, off you go, Cam.
I'm reading something, this isn't me. Am I the arsehole for refusing to leave my house? My wife and I were golden up until 3 months ago. Okay, I completely mispronounced that. My wife and I were golden up until 3 months ago.
My wife and I were golden up.
Okay, this first paragraph is already feeling awful.
The newest one?
Yeah, 3 minutes ago.
Oh, mine's different.
Oh.
Maybe there was newer posts, yeah.
My wife and I were golden up until 3 months ago when she gave birth to our first child. Her third, my first. Ever since then,
Doesn't sound like they were
it's been a complete shit show. Everything is a problem.
Don't have kids!
She gets pissed when I tell my stepkids not to be all over the baby. She says I'm causing her kids to react and not bond with the baby because of my ignorance, because it's not like they're kissing her or whatever. When I tell the kids they aren't...
It's hard for me to get a gauge of what the story is because Cam's like... It's offbeat way of like saying shit.
There's a lot of quotation marks in this story.
It's like he's reading in a different language, just phonetically sounding it out.
She says I'm causing her kids to react
like.
and not bond with the baby because of my ignorance, because it's not like they're kissing her, or whenever I tell the kids that they're touching electronics that way.
What?
He's also spelling like me, so it's really hard to read. Okay, I'll tell them to clean or pretty much anything else. She gets pissed because she already told them to do something else, and I'm overstepping her. Or, if I ask the kids repetitive questions when she's trying to nurse the baby, I will answer for her. If the...
Cam! You know what? You're the arsehole!
You know the people on, like... we see it do it. Like, they're so smooth with it, and like, I can understand exactly what's happening.
Okay. So basically... I'll just summarize what I failed to read so far.
Here's what's happening.
It's so strange that we have to end this channel because Cam has a job at Smosh.
He's like overparenting the kids basically, and I'll keep reading from here. She's nursing the baby, so often I have to speak to the kids a lot and say she is starting to fucking hate me.
Ow.
Because I'm constantly speaking for her and trying to keep her kids away from her. Basically, she is being accusing me of trying to ruin her mum bond with her kids now that I have a child of my own, and has accused me of wanting a kids should be seen not heard house ever since the baby arrived, and she's fucking sick of my attitude towards her kids since then. Things that I do not see an issue with at all, and 100% feel like she's over-exaggerating the issue. She's brought it up several times since having the baby, and I would change if there was an actual issue, but there isn't. She's finding problems. So here's the big one. Okay, so this is the big paragraph now. Last night, I was in the living room, and my wife...
Can I put you on pause for a sec? Because the premise is, am I the arsehole for not leaving the house, right? So... Even though he's definitely an arsehole now, it's not what he's asking. So if he's not an arsehole for the leaving the house part, we're good, and we get to keep doing this really, really fun idea that I don't want to stop after one story.
Also, I will say, my reading has been so awful. He could have been so like different to what this is, but we'll find out.
We look at it later.
It's so reasonable. Yeah, we'll look at it later. It's like,
my wife stabbed me.
Everything I say in quotation marks is like a third guy I never mentioned. Okay. Last night, I was in the living room, and my wife was in the kitchen with her oldest, and he kept asking a bunch of questions, and she was giving a damn near constant I don't know answer to the questions. Questions she truly couldn't answer because we don't have the answers to said questions. So I stepped in and told her son to go to the other room. She immediately snapped her head in my direction and said, "There you fucking go again, why don't you leave?" I was kind of taken aback by this and told her no, I absolutely would not leave my house. So she walks to the kids' room.
So maybe he's a bit of an asshole for not leaving his house.
So she walks to the kids' room.
This is on you, by the way.
Tells them to start packing.
I was so excited about this.
And then goes...
Stop within like 3 minutes.
And then goes to our room and starts packing. I asked her if she was really about to rip the kids out of the house over stupid shit, and she said yes, she was, because I wouldn't leave. and I'm making everyone hate life. Am I the arsehole for refusing to leave? My buddy said I should have just left because even if my wife was wrong, her hormones are screwed right now.
I was waiting for the hormone retort.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
Basically what's happening here, from what I could, before we get our verdicts in, is that she has 2 kids, independent of him. Then they have a kid together.
Yeah.
He is like over-parenting the 2 kids that aren't his by being like, you shouldn't ask too many stupid questions. You shouldn't, mess with the baby.
And I feel like the implication is he wasn't like that before they had their own baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that, or maybe another version of this could be that he never had to parent those kids before the mother is now very busy with the newborn and he's having to actually step up. That's just an interpretation, maybe.
I suppose it's not details either way, right?
Yeah. And the big one for me is that when the kid is innocently like asking, oh, why is the sky blue? Why is this? Why is this? He's like, oh, we can't have that. That kid needs to go in the other room and stop asking all these unnecessary questions.
Like, bro, she'll tell the kid that if the kid's annoying her.
And
sounds
then,
like a controlling
wasn't there like a bit as well?
I mean,
like
a controlling, reasonable guy that we should all listen to.
Do you say there's a bit where he wouldn't allow the older kids to see the young?
So basically, yeah, there was a bit here where the kids are. He's saying that his wife is complaining because he keeps telling the kids to stop like fussing over the new baby because he's worried that they're gonna like mess with the new baby or stuff, and the wife is interpreting that as like, why don't you want the kids to like know their little brother, little sister? I'm not sure the gender of the baby, but like I could go either way on that because again we don't get details on what the kids are doing. If they're like punching the new baby, then fair enough.
You should definitely check the comments as well to see if the guy expands and like explains. I mean,
Well,
there probably aren't questions though because it's new,
because
right?
it's like it's common for them to tell the older kid to be a bit calmer around the new kid, but like taking away access to the child is a bit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's unreliable narrator, but yeah, if they're like drop kicking the baby, you have a right to say, hey, maybe don't be so rough with the baby.
I feel like because it's his perspective, right? So like if he's
carry on, we're good.
if his perspective,
he's stopped. Like
it's Pavlovian, dude. Honestly.
so if he is telling the story, I feel like he would include they were drop kicking. I feel like he wants to make himself come off as this is.
If he wants to make himself come off as not the arsehole, he is doing a very bad job of that.
Yeah. Now I will say again, this is me reading, so my comprehension is terrible, but I think we got the gist of it, and I think we're all ready to make our.
Can I just say before we make our verdicts?
Yes.
I'd like to. We've played Subway Surfers a few times in this channel, and every single time I insult Zoomers. Every single time without fail. And I would just like to apologise.
You were enthralled, weren't you?
I legitimately, that is the most I've ever listened to. I was hanging on every word.
For better or worse. I was hanging on every deconstructed sentence.
I'm not even joking. I was like completely in my zen place playing Subway Surfers and just enjoying listening to you read a story. You know how this channel was born from a show we used to do on another channel?
Yeah.
Can this be another channel born from?
I will say, goofy as it is, the idea of doing a let's play of Subway Surfers while reading Am I the Arsehole is actually fucking genius. It's the expression of the form.
This is how it starts.
Anyway, I think he's an asshole.
No, I think he's alright.
Because I think yes, it's a little complicated because like, should you really have him leave the house? But he's an adult. He can be outside the house for a little bit. What she really needed was space, right? And he was like, no, I'm not going to give you space. Because, like, if, Jen's never asked me to leave the house, but if she did, it's not going to be the end of the world for me. I'll just go for a walk,
Get fucked, Jen. Wow. The end of the world.
You hearing this?
Plenty more fish in the sea.
I deem you, Cameron, the asshole.
And now your video ends. Here's the thing, I'm going to apply my own rule. I don't think he's an arsehole for not leaving the house. I think he's an arsehole for literally everything else in that story. But no, I think, and okay, maybe I'm stretching it a little bit, but if it's fucking take a lap, I need time to cool down, just do that. You know what I mean? For your own sake, just do that as well. But if it's leave and don't come back, or leave for a week and find some place to stay, no, you're probably not the arsehole because you don't want to fucking sleep on the street, and that might not be fair. Can you tell I am jumping through so many hoops?
It's a stretch.
I think he is.
I don't think he should. Yeah, basically, what you're saying is, though, he shouldn't have left. He was right for making her and the kids leave.
You know what? I will fall on this sword because I want to do at least one more story. So I think this guy, he's a saint. Honestly, he was doing them a favor.
Okay, Reese, what's your opinion? Is he the asshole?
I think he's the asshole.
Okay, so Jack doesn't think that guy's the asshole, so we'll move on to the next one.
I promise I will only do that once. I just really didn't think the first one would be that cut and dry.
I mean, look, you worked your way out of it. I do believe you believe what you said.
No.
So
I'd
Reese,
rather end the video.
if you'll read the next one.
Oh, so the newest one that's come out is like 3 paragraphs,
Okay.
and that's it. Do you read that one?
Dealer's choice. Just pick an interesting title.
Ooh, let's have a look. One's called "Am I the asshole for snapping at man?"
That'll do.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, okay, we'll do it for snapping at man. Okay.
I'm just gonna say, calling my shot. I don't think man did anything wrong.
Reese, if you want me to look really good and redeem myself, please act like you can't read.
I'll be all over this. Had what weird?
Sounds like Christopher Walken showed up for a second.
Had a weird interaction at the post office today. I was at the counter being served, posting a parcel. The post office employee asks me, as they're obliged to, what is inside the parcel. I reply that it's a book, and the employee processes the parcel. Note, this is a very small post office, although with 6 or 7 customers in the queue waiting behind me, being deathly silent.
Okay.
At this time, I heard a voice
description.
of a customer in the queue behind me shout over, "What book is it?"
Legend.
That's any post office in Wales.
That's really funny.
What book, then? Go on, share out. What are you reading? Share the class. I was kind of startled and a bit disgruntled as someone in the queue was not only listening to my transaction, but wanted to poke their nose into my business and involve the whole room. I turned around and snapped at them and told them to mind their own business as I was trying to conduct my transaction. After I did this, it became apparent that the man involved appeared to be neurologically diverse in some way, and he muttered that he likes to read books.
This boy!
I should have picked this one because we're going to end really soon. And he muttered he liked to read books. I think he just wanted to have a conversation about books and looked genuinely saddened by my reaction. But his approach was startling and untimely. Am I the arsehole for telling this man to mind his own business?
I need you to fall on the sword, Cam.
As I was reading it, I was like, this is fine. Oh, fuck.
When you read the title and we're getting into it, I was like, oh, this is going to be all right. We'll be safe with this one.
Yeah, it'd be a guy fucking mouthing off at a woman.
Just being really creepy in the post office. But even
it's easy. This is a home run. No, she shouted at a guy who likes books.
Yeah, for talking about
Shut the fuck up about books, you nerd.
So actually the arsehole, even without the neurodivergent stuff, which just makes the story a bit sadder.
Yeah.
Even if the guy just wanted to talk about books,
No, what book?
fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's totally reasonable.
What book is it? Go fuck yourself.
It's one of them books. But Cam, I need you. I never asked you for anything.
So here's the thing.
Don't talk to strangers, you know?
I want to start by saying this guy is not in the wrong at all.
Yeah.
This guy, he didn't do anything wrong. I don't think he deserved to be snapped at all. But the question is the person an arsehole for snapping? It's not, was he wrong?
Yeah, it's not who's the arsehole, it's am I the arsehole?
Yeah. So if I'm going to fall on the sword, then what I guess I would say is that this, people move through lives a lot, and I'm not going to make it a gender thing. A lot of people, get harassed a lot of times by people snapping at them, saying things, you know? I mean, I guess it depends on your experience, but it can be stressful when someone just says something that could sound sarcastic.
No, I'll be honest. I've been in that situation myself where I've just had my guard up when I shouldn't have, you know? And no, I haven't snapped at somebody, but I've, like, not done the nice thing of, like, talking to the person or engaging with the person. So I get it. I haven't got enough keys, Cam.
Do I think that this person was, you know, it was inappropriate for you to snap? Maybe. Arsehole, though.
It's a big word, right?
It is a big word. Especially mine.
I'm going to say right now, there are 11 comments already.
Okay.
Only 2 of them say they're not your arsehole.
Well, luckily, those 2 are on one run.
Yeah.
You asked me to fall on the sword, so I'm going to say this. I wouldn't go as far to say you're an arsehole because you seem genuinely remorseful and regretful, and I don't think it was an arsehole move. I think it was a move made out of frustration, and you've clearly, like, learned from it.
Yeah.
You know?
I will say, now that I know that you definitely will fall on this sword and we can keep doing this awesome,
I can still
great
switch.
idea.
I haven't said.
I will
I
say...
did actually say.
Yeah. You said those exact words. I think there is something off-putting about the way they've worded this story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they bury the lead and make the guy sound way worse than he is until you get to the end.
Well,
of the
because
story.
they're trying to give you their experience.
I suppose,
you know, which is,
but-
I feel like, the most authentic way to do it. Right?
If you think about it from their point of view, it's somebody's just chirping at them from behind.
Yeah. Because if they had said, I walked into, you know, the post office and there was a guy who loved books behind me, and then they carried on with the story, you would have been like, well, you knew he liked books, but they didn't.
This guy clearly loved his books. After what book it was, I say, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm the arsehole for that.
I suppose. I do...
It's tough because, like, technically, yeah, you are the arsehole for that, but, like, you didn't really know the situation, you just acted a bit rashly.
This is one of those situations where I'm like, I don't think most people are like this, but there is a small amount of people, I think, online who tend to be, like, very black or white with moral judgments like this. And I think that, yeah, and I think that this is a problem, right? Because, like, I like the term, you know, there are no arseholes in this story, because it's like, really, you did something wrong, but I don't think you were the arsehole. Like, I don't think I would call my friend an arsehole if they told me this story. I'd be like, oh, you probably should have thought about that a bit more, you know?
Yeah, it's worth noting that Cam has known me for a very long time at this point, and it has skewed his scale a little bit. But, not the arsehole!
Hey, next up, Cameron.
Oh, yes, me. I thought you were like, Cameron, are you an arsehole?
Look, I'm gonna say that everybody watching this is definitely having as much fun as we are. And they'll be delighted that we stretched it a little bit to do one.
Sure, yeah. How many deaths is that now?
Fucking, I don't know. It stopped mattering to me after the first.
Okay, guys, I hope you don't mind it, but I'm going to look for a shorter one because I don't believe in my reading comprehension.
Again, just go based on titles.
Oh god, that is so dark. I'm not going there.
Can you at least read the title?
I'll no, we can go with this one if we want the end the video.
Well, we don't know. I mean, don't pick one definitely that's an arsehole,
Okay.
I suppose. Pick one that could go either way.
Oh, yeah, I think I know
What's the title?
It was just, am I an arsehole for feeling terrified about this sad, pathetic generation that will soon ruin this country? Posted by Super Mars World. Okay.
I wanted to do that. Today's recording session was a little bit short notice, which is fine, but I was fully planning on pre-typing one and just at the start of this video posting it real quick and hoping you guys to find it and knew.
Okay, this one could go either way. I like this one. Am I the arsehole for moving stuff around on my sister's desk?
All right, great.
Let's get some initial thoughts before I read.
First off, yeah.
See, on me, it's a no. I feel like that's a fun brother-sister,
It depends if they do it all the fucking time.
That's true.
But that's the thing,
true.
like,
if I walk,
I love that you said, one of you said yes, one of you said no, but I'm completely in the middle because, like, yeah, you kind of are, but also I love it.
I feel, yeah, maybe Reese has got a point. Like, if I walked in and my sister had moved my desk around once, I'd be like, that's kind of funny. You know, Neve, you didn't need to do that, but that's kind of funny.
How much? Like,
But
if you moved it into another room, you might be a little bit annoyed.
If my sister tortured me, basically, by never knowing where any of my stuff was gonna be, well, we'll read. We'll see. Let's, you know.
You'll try to read and we'll try to listen.
Yeah, we'll try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Wow, the age gap is... Oh, it's not exactly my sister, but it's close. So I'm going to be able to relate to this. So I, male, 15, have a little sister, female, 12.
Can you really agree?
I was a 15-year-old male at one point.
Fucking 28
with a younger sister.
I can relate to being 15.
I cannot think of an age I relate to less than 15.
You guys don't watch like coming of age movies and are like, oh, I remember being that.
No.
I mean, sure, but okay, well, move on, carry on.
So I, male 15, have a little sister, female 12, and we get along pretty well. Never any stupid big fights and whatnot. Today, I
can't say it.
Thought funny. Wait. Today.
There it is.
Fuck me.
Wait.
Today, as I thought funny, haha, prank, rearranged some stuff on her desk. I put her laptop upside down.
Oh, okay.
I moved a jar from the corner to the middle of the desk.
That's so fucking tame.
I put her mouse up my ass. No, I'm joking. I put her mouse upside down. He literally put it upside, like two different words.
Love it.
And a couple other things.
That's why Cam can relate.
And she yells at me, "What did you do to my desk?" And so I came down and pretended like I didn't do it. I put her Apple keyboard in her bed. And she said, unless it was magic that it got there, I don't know how I did it. And I thought it would be really funny, so I said, I mean, it is an Apple Magic keyboard. And she told me to get out of her room. Now, my room is next to hers. Yeah. She is in tears, talking to our mom about how she just rearranged her desk and she wanted it to look nice. And I'm wondering if I took it too far. I'm a guy. So I'm a guy.
I'm just an ordinary fella.
It's like a quote from Ken from the Barbie movie. Yeah. I'm a guy. So I'm not sure if I think the way she does, but I think she's being dramatic for crying over this. She won't talk to me. She won't talk to B. But I ask my mom.
Is it spelled ma'am?
No, it's spelled mom.
What about not to be? Was she talking to me?
I asked my mom, and she said that she's crying because I lied to her face and gaslit her.
Oh, come on.
But I think it's pretty obvious I did it and just tried to make comedic jokes. I don't feel like I did anything crazy, and I'm not really in trouble, but my sister is really mad at me. In my opinion, for what?
Do you know what I love about that story? Is that because obviously he's 15, so it's such a nothing story.
Yeah.
But because you're 15, it's like, oh, this is like my world is
the
falling.
most important thing.
Yeah, my world is falling apart right now.
Here's the thing, I really struggle with the story because he said at the beginning that him and his sister have never had big fights, never fallen out. Yeah. That is not the experience I have with my sister.
Just fucking putting her on blast.
No. It was we were kids. It's no one's fault. But siblings, they fight, they have disagreements, you're like, what do? You do this, you do this, So when he was like, me and my sister are cool as fuck, I was like, I don't know where to go with this. Because I know that if I did this to my sister, it would be par for the course. It would be like, okay, we did this, she did this, I did this, she did it. You don't even know who started, who fired the first shot.
It's all he said, she said.
Yeah. But this is a case where it's like they've been perfect siblings, and then suddenly he was like, chaos.
I have a few thoughts. One, I'm very disappointed that I had to hear from a 15-year-old today. That's just a shame. Didn't really want that. But despite that, I'm quite impressed. Again, assuming the story is true, right? And he's not unreliable narrator or whatever. I am quite impressed with the level of maturity shown. It is a nothing prank. Yeah. It's just a bit of fun. And the conversation really should be, I don't like that, don't do that again. Okay, sorry, I won't. That should be it. But when you're fucking 15 and 12, everything's the most...
the world's ruined. Yeah.
I think the mother's fucked up.
We're saying the son cast.
Yeah. Well, you don't know, because they...
But sorry, let me just finish my thought. The part that he included of we dunked on it, but saying I'm a guy, so maybe I don't understand how she's feeling. fair play. Like, to acknowledge that people have different world experiences and what's fun for you might not be fun for someone else. So he seems relatively reasonable for a 15-year-old. Yeah. And I can't believe the mother accused him of gaslighting. That is insane.
I mean, it's tough, right? Because it's like we don't know how he said that. Like the Apple Magic keyboard bit really doesn't feel. By the way. It really doesn't feel like he was gaslighting her. It feels more like he was being very obvious that it was him, despite saying it wasn't. But I can see a world where that plays out a little bit differently, and he really is like, no, I didn't do anything. I swear to God. And that is gaslighting. It was a
wizard, okay?
Now, I don't think 15-year-olds should, be called assholes.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Should be called assholes for doing something like that, because that's something you learn, right? And the parent obviously wanted to teach that lesson. But I do think the way that he put it, at least, and again, unreliable narrator.
Almost.
It sounded like he was being very obvious. But again, his sister's 12, so maybe she fully did believe him when he said that he didn't do it. Especially if they've never fought.
Here's the thing, I don't think he's an arsehole, and I don't think the sister's an arsehole. I just think the mother's an arsehole. Because that just, I don't know, that paints such a strange perception of what gaslighting is for this kid now. Do you know what I mean? And it's quite a fucking serious thing to accuse someone of.
But again, it could have been akin to gaslighting, but it didn't sound like it when he wrote it. But I can see where that situation, does sound a bit more. If especially if she's gotten the sister's account of it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Is as a parent, get your son's side of the story as well, and then make that call. Because the sister is now an unreliable narrator.
I'm not about to criticize a parent as not a parent.
Oh, dude, I will
myself.
do that fucking... I hate parents.
It's a learning experience for the two kids, Nobody's the arsehole yet.
Nobody's the arsehole yet except the person who decided to bring a child into this fucking world.
Jesus Christ.
Alright.
All the parents I know are cool. If I know you personally and you have kids, we're cool. If I don't know you personally and you have kids, go fuck yourself.
Jesus Christ.
Or if you like our videos, that's fine.
Are you glad that you're not here? Because you would have been the arsehole. Can I quickly, while Reese is reading, write this counter?
Am I the arsehole for having a weird hatred of children?
Jesus Christ. So I'm gonna say not the arsehole. But again, I don't think anyone was the arsehole in that story. I think it was just a learning experience of growing up. You're gonna fight with your siblings, and at least it all worked out in the end.
It's funny you say that that's not your relationship with your siblings, because it kind of was with mine, at least growing up.
Oh, really?
Well, there's 10 years between me and my closest sibling.
Oh, okay.
I'm the youngest, right? So we couldn't really fight because they'd kill me. Bang! So I was just kind of babied a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really fight my siblings because they weren't that significantly younger, but they were younger. But they would still they would do things to annoy me and at least stuff like this.
And
this
also,
isn't
he's a black
anyone.
belt, so he doesn't want to unleash his power. on
He doesn't want to go too hard on me.
You'd lose his license.
His license. He's a practicing karate fucking. Oh, never mind.
All right, Reese, find us an arsehole.
Am I the arsehole for not wanting my husband's niece to stay with us?
Ooh.
My husband and I have been married for 10 years, and we have 2 little kids. I don't know why they said little, but fine.
2 little kids.
2 tiny little kids that the niece can kill. I don't know.
2 tiny little kids that'll piss off Mars.
When we decided to get married, my sister-in-law, husband's elder brother's wife. Okay.
That sounds like a Dark Souls boss.
Husband's elder sister's wife. Yeah, husband's elder brother's wife. Okay, so his older brother's wife.
Okay.
Sister-in-law was pretty mean to me from the very beginning. She was always rude and passive-aggressive to me.
Okay.
And tried to maintain a relationship with my husband and completely cold-shouldered me. She would have her 2 daughters call my husband and ask him for gifts. Okay.
Wild.
Gradually, we found out that she used to badmouth me to the other relatives, and we reduced contact with them to a point that for many, many years, we were hardly talking.
Okay.
My mother-in-law passed away 4 years ago, and it was a great desire for her that we all get along. Since I loved and respected my mother-in-law a lot, my husband and I tried to mend things with his brother's family. We even paid for a short visit and things became much better.
Okay, good.
Cool.
End of story. No one's else.
They returned our visit. Okay. The typing of this is...
Did Cameron write this?
Yeah. They returned from their visit for a couple of years. We maintained contact through visits and phone calls, etc. Since we live in different cities, we visited maybe once a year.
That's still quite a lot.
Fine. It's more than I visit anyone.
Since last year, his family has started visiting us for weeks at a time, every few months.
Okay.
Their elder daughter just started college, and she joined the college in our city, and has taken to visiting us every 2 to 3 weeks or so.
Okay.
And staying for the weekend. Okay.
Okay, close with your family.
Nothing wrong so far.
Now she's planning to do a month-long internship in our city, and is asking to stay at my house. Ooh, notice she says my house.
Did they give an age? They've been married for 10 years, so they presumably are like late 20s at least.
Yeah, they didn't give it an age, but we assume we're on that time.
Okay. So a real sort of Cameron situation.
Yeah. I'm really uncomfortable with all of this. First of all, I don't feel so close to her that I would be comfortable with her living at my house.
Okay.
Secondly, there's so much history there that no matter how hard I try to let bygones be bygones, I still can't completely forget my sister-in-law's bad behaviour.
But the niece is coming to stay. It's got nothing to do with
this.
I wanted things to be more neutral. All of a sudden, behaving like best friends with her is not my cup of tea.
But you're not. That's the niece, right?
It says, am I the asshole for not wanting my husband's niece to stay with us?
Right.
And the niece is doing an internship for the year.
And you're pissed off at her mother, so...
Yeah. Okay, first of all...
I mean, I assume the story's not done. Is that was at the end of it?
So there's one more sentence. Am I the asshole for refusing Luca's request?
Oh, she actually did refuse it?
For wanting to refuse.
Oh, wanting to.
Okay.
I
mean, the thing is really weird is you say my husband's niece, but isn't it technically your niece as well, unless there's some kind of...
Technically, yeah, because there's a sister-in-law. The sister-in-law was mean to her and badmouthed her. And
it's the sister-in-law's daughter.
It's
so it's
her
your niece.
daughter.
Yeah.
It's basically her niece.
It feels weird that this whole stuff about like my house and the sister... I mean, look, my house, fair enough. Like I know it sounds weird, but like sometimes, you know, you will... I'll refer to my house even though it's Shannon's house, you know, our house, whatever. But the whole like my husband's niece is strange. Like... Just for clarity, because I feel like
it's oddly relevant to you.
This is relevant. My niece lives with me, and she's my niece, even though she's blood related to my wife Jenny. It's still my niece. Like that's how that works, you know. This is strange because I do think that there are elements where you do have to be conscious of a lot of things. For example, like having another person in your house for a whole month is expensive. Like, it is just expensive. Even if that person buys food for themselves, there are so many elements that you don't consider to having, like, another person in the house that is expensive. That doesn't sound like this is that person's concern.
No, because she would have included that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, we can't afford to have her stay,
exactly.
which is totally reasonable.
And also, like, my relationship with my niece has very little to do with, you know, my relationship with her mother. Like, that doesn't... I understand that sometimes the wires can get crossed, but like that's on you. Like sometimes the wires can get crossed in your brain, and you start associating people with their parents or whatever.
Cam, I've unlocked Tricky.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna go arsehole just because there are reasons to refuse their niece, but they've given none.
Well, they sort of have, but. They feel like they're leading the witness again of just excluding what she really wants to say, which is I'm still fucking furious at my sister-in-law and want to punish anything that's even closely related to her. Because like we keep saying, it's got nothing to do with the daughter at all.
Here's the thing. This is going to change your perspective, Jack.
Well, we have to find an arsehole soon because we've been going for about half hour.
No, but I need to mention this because you were very passionate about this. This person did say they are a parent. So does that make you hate them more? Oh. Because you have a strange
a vendetta.
Anger against parents.
I just think there's enough people.
It's like, I don't agree with the parent, but I also don't agree with the child.
That's so tricky because they're both parents.
Well, the niece is the parent.
Yeah.
Good. She's not an asshole. I mean, asshole, right? Like...
Reese, you gonna follow this?
There's no way I'm following this one.
I think out of the stories
It's for
here,
a fucking month.
that as well. Like,
It's not for the entire time she's in uni. Like, it's for a fucking month.
like, honestly, bluntly, even if there is more to it than that, like the sister-in-law is being really mean about it, or like, this wasn't in the story, but if she was like, well, she'll come to stay with you, like being really expectant about it, fucking suck it up. It's got nothing to do with the niece. Do a nice thing, do the kind thing, and let her stay, and then, I don't know, fucking have a fight with the sister-in-law afterwards.
I mean, I gotta say though, like, I mean, I am saying arsehole, but I am also biased because, like, I you know, my nieces stay with me, and like, it just feels like it's not a big deal, you know. I mean, it can be a big deal. Again, I told you there's lots of reasons why it can be, and like, you know, it is a challenge, but they've not made reference to any of the legitimate issues that can come with that.
It was just, I don't like her mother.
Yeah, there was, I was really expecting, like...
Yeah, she said like, oh, we're not that well off.
Yeah.
And it'd be hard for us
or
to
we
do
don't have
it.
the space.
Yeah.
You know,
we live in a small flat. You can't really like accommodate.
Because that's another thing, is like space can be a big issue, because again, you might have lots of money, but like, you don't want to buy a new house.
No,
you know?
but Reese, again, go back to Reese's point. It is just for a month. You think you could figure it out for a month? Like, just let her sleep on the sofa for a month. You know what I mean? There would have to be a lot more details in that story for me to not consider her an arsehole, to be honest. Like, the niece would have to like kick a dog or something.
Well, goodness to you, I left out 2/3 of the story now. It turns out that the niece is actually a serial killer, and she brings all her victims to where she's staying.
Not the arsehole. Alright, I guess we'll do it on 3, then we'll give our verdict.
Okay.
Oh, on 1.
We go like, you're the arsehole.
Yeah, okay. But we don't know. We might say not the arsehole. Who knows? It'll go either way. Okay, so...
We should have really done this every single time.
Yeah,
but
we did.
We'll go back.
Yeah, we'll just record them all. 3, 2, 1. You're the arsehole! New channel!